What's good, YouTube? It's your boy the Broski Burley, and today I am back with another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, if I ain't the first to react to it, I'm be the best to react to it. We have Jubilee. Is the idea of virginity outdated? Non-virgins versus virgins. This should be pretty interesting. This is a topic that is mainly, I feel like it's more towards high school students, because you know they dealing with the peer pressure of trying to lose their virginity in high school, so that I think it's more towards them. So let's get into it, bro. If you're new, please subscribe, and if you are subscribed, please leave a comment, and vice versa.
I started poking her, just joking around. That's just how I am, you know. She took my hand and she licked my finger.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
Freaky.
what do you think
Freaky.
we're doing? I was just chilling, like.
I am a virgin because I am asexual and haven't really had a desire to have sex yet.
Being a virgin is...
If I don't know what asexual is, when you don't, basically what you just said, you have no desire at all to have intercourse, like, period, bro. I know at least one female like that, and it's something that's weird to me. I mean, weird to me, but it's like, it's something I never heard of before, besides, I mean, other than before this year, put it like that.
is really important to me because it's a significant part of my religion.
I think there's definitely a lot of assumptions made about people who are virgins. I think my favorite one is the idea that people think you can look like a virgin.
My friends have always been wanting me to lose it. My friend wanted me to have sex with his cousin.
You know what I'm saying? Peer pressure, bro. Like, it be your best friends be wanting, like, man, you gotta lose your virginity, man, you gotta lose your virginity. Lose to this girl, nah, this girl, nah, this girl. Damn, it depends what girl you lose it to, because if she ugly, it's like, well, I ain't say ugly. Well, it's not ugly, but not to your friend's standards. Then it's kind of like, you know, why did you do that? But you know.
If you had your virginity intact still, in my high school environment, they sort of just ignored you.
When people heard like through the grapevine, oh, that
High key, back in my high school, it's like, if you graduated, if you from Tyler, Texas, and you graduated before 2020, then you know how Lee was, bro. Robert E. Lee High School. You knew how it was, bro. It just seems like if you came out that school a virgin, bro, you king or queen of the world, bro. It seems like people was having sex like left and right. People was having sex in the classroom, bro, while the teacher was teaching. No joke, no cap. That's just how it was in my school. It's crazy.
so-and-so had sex, it was always seen as a bad thing.
It is mandatory that we keep ourselves pure until marriage.
I lost my virginity at 15 at a party in a garage.
That's tough.
Hey, I'm Brie. I'm a musician and content creator.
Nice.
Hi! Hi guys, my name is Rahan, and I'm a virgin.
My name's Skylar. I'm just a normal dude, and I'm a virgin.
Hi, I'm Kiani. I'm an artist, and I am also getting a degree in marine biology, and I am a non-virgin.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I study psychology and theater, and I am a non-virgin.
I'm Nico. I'm 19, and I'm really scared my mom's gonna see this.
No, seriously.
If you agree with the statement, please walk to the circle. I feel or felt ready to lose my virginity.
And this is a big thing. A lot of people, I'm gonna say, since I left high school, which is a lot of my old friends telling me, bro, how much they regret losing their virginity at such a young age when they was in high school. Like, people having regrets about this kind of stuff. So,
For me, I guess I've always been ready. I just never really found the right person. And I'm not someone that's very, it doesn't really matter who it is, but I just want there to be some sort of connection between us. I'm not just gonna like hit it and just like, all right, you could go home, kick them out, you know?
That makes sense. I mean, at the time, you feel ready? Because they're like, she look good, I look good. It's time, I'm ready.
Did you know the person for a good while before you guys
I knew her for a time. I wish I knew her longer. It was my first high school party. The whole time I was feeling like, dang, this is my first time. I don't know what to do. It was like, I don't know what to do. She looks nice. Did she expect me to do everything? It was a lot of stress. I just remember it being super stressful.
Yeah.
I think I was sweating. And then, like, I wasn't even sweating because of sex. I was just sweating. Like, I couldn't even put the condom on right. It was just what it was.
Interesting. I identify as asexual,
Struggle
and
is
I've
real.
never really felt comfortable in the past, in like the past couple of years or when I was in college, to lose my virginity. Versus now I've come to a place where I'm more of like a sex positive asexual would be the term. And if I had a partner nowadays or someone that I like deeply connected with, I would be down to the idea of it, but it's still not something I'm like seeking out or whatever.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
if like my partner was like, yo, this could be like fun or something, and if I would do something random with them, like maybe I would have sex.
So the question was, do you feel ready to lose your virginity? And for myself, I am not ready because I am Muslim, and technically you're only allowed to lose your virginity or be intimate with anyone once you're married. So I am not married, nor am I in a relationship, or have I ever been in a relationship. So I am just saving everything until.
I have a question. I'm not too sure, but like, ain't that like in every religion? I'm not really too sure about every religion, but I thought it was like in every religion.
Marriage, so once I get to that point in my life, then I'd be ready to do that the right way with my partner.
When I first lost my virginity, I remember it was like talking to a guy for a couple days on Tinder. He was just like, I have a place, do you want to come over? It finally happened, we get into the room, and it just sort of starts happening. And I was just like, take a deep breath, ask him if he has a condom, and then let's just do this. And it happened. He was apparently so high that he had forgotten that he had sex with me in the first place.
Oh my God.
I got a text message the next day being like, there's Carl's Jr. in my fridge, what did we do?
Oh my God.
I was just like, I can't do this, no. I need to find somebody else.
Yeah.
That can really hurt.
Do you
That's tough. What was you about to say?
regret your decision at all, or are you like, you're good with it? What happened?
It wasn't my favorite experience, but I don't regret it. You know, I gave my consent, I went through it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough, bro. Like, that's tough. What is Carl Jr.? I really don't know what that is. But that's tough, man. I mean, dude was so high, he don't remember having sex with you. That's crazy. And that was your first time. That must be like memorable and all that kind of stuff. But the dude don't remember. That's tough. Then I met on Tinder. I mean, I know a lot of people, hook up, on Tinder, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's like to me, it's like a catfish situation. I just can't really risk that.
And I was just like, okay, I understand what I want now.
For me, it was not completely consensual, so it wasn't really my choice. He was like kind of threatening to like break up with me if I didn't. I was just like, well, I love him so much and I don't want him to feel like I don't love him. And so I ended up doing it. And to be honest, like I don't remember much in the experience just because like I dissociated a lot. I was like trying to protect myself. But I don't regret it because I did my best with what I had, and like it's just like I don't think I could have changed anything because I vocalized like when I was uncomfortable, and he didn't really care. So I definitely was not ready, but I do have a better relationship with sex now. And I've
Bro, attention all guys and girls, bro. Do not force your significant other for sex, bro. Like, I cannot stand people do that, bro. It's like, people get off on that stuff. I don't understand, bro. If the girl ain't ready, then don't force her, bro. Like, it's not that serious, bro. If you need it that dang bad, then break up with her. Then break up with her, but don't make it seem like you breaking up because she won't have sex with you, bro. Like, that's wrong, bro. And it's basically forcing her because she want to keep you so bad, or vice versa. You know, I mean, I never heard of having to a guy being forced by a girl, but I'm sure, I'm sure it happens. So, I mean, don't really force your significant other if they not ready, bro. And girls.
made like a lot of progress too.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
Healing.
Thanks, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you for
I
sharing.
wanted to say I'm
you.
sorry that happened to you, but everything does happen for a reason, and it's a learning experience, so it only goes up from here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I do believe I learned a lot, but it feels weird to be like, that happened for a reason, because like, in a way that would almost excuse his behavior.
Yeah.
And I know like, with like good intentions, like everything does happen for a reason. I totally believe that too.
Yeah.
And I did learn a lot from it, and I don't think I'd be here like talking about it if it didn't
Exactly.
happen. So
Right.
I get like how the universe works, and like, it's just how it happened.
It just
but
happened, yeah.
that's like not to say that what he did was okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming to America is the #1 movie in America.
What a totally unexpected surprise.
I was taught what consent looks like. Okay, can I have all my disagreeers?
Bro, that's like the first time I've been watching Jubilee that nobody like went forward. But I don't understand the question. Like, I was taught what consent looked like. I don't understand like what consent looks like. I mean, I know consent looks a certain way. I thought like consent was, she said yeah, that means like it's okay. But I guess you gotta be taught what it looks like, which is something I never heard of a day in my life. If I do know what that means, please tell me in the comments, because I have no idea.
Please come forward.
Funny seeing you guys all here. Yeah, love our society and school system.
In sex ed, we were taught how to put a condom on, what chlamydia is, what AIDS is. You're taught everything except you guys even want to do it, you know?
It's a great point.
Okay, so I went to an all-girls private school, and then we were partnered with an all-boys private school as well. When I asked them what their sex ed was like, they were like, the teacher said, we know you're gonna do it, so here's how you do it, here's how you put the condom on. And they told them everything. For us, it was taught by my PE.
Minute, bro. When they said, we was never taught that. Wait a minute, bro. We was never taught about how to put on condoms and stuff like that. We was only taught. Wait a minute. We wasn't even taught sex ed. I didn't even take sex ed. Wait a minute. I don't think they even had sex ed at my school. We did not have sex ed. No, I'll take that back. I think in basketball season, they give us talks about that kind of stuff, but we never had like deep conversations about it. So no, I don't think we had sex ed at our school.
teacher. And, right, and so then he was like, the best way to prevent pregnancy, like they were like, the teacher said, we know you're gonna do it, so here's how you do it, here's how you put the condom on. And they told them everything. For us, it was taught by my PE teacher. And, right, and so then he was like, the best
Okay, so yeah, it is taught by, your coaches then, because my coach summed it up basically.
So I prevent pregnancy is to be abstinent. And I was like, that tells me nothing. What do you mean? And then they never talked about consent like within that either. And so when I reported my sexual assault incident, which wasn't the one that I described earlier, but I did say no. And so I brought that up to their attention, and they were just like, okay, but you stayed in the relationship after. So that basically means you're consenting to everything else. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's not what that means, even legally.
Yeah. So bad.
And so I know, and so then I went to my school counselor, and she was like, I have a friend who's in a different police department. So I talked to that police officer, and he was like, you could probably press charges against the first police department that you went to. But I was just so over talking to a different police officer, I was just like, this is too much, so I just left it at that. So I think what's wrong is the fact that no one can agree what consent looks like what the green lights are, what the red lights are, and just even a yellow light, that should be stopped.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's really well said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I learned that whenever something happens, I kind of freeze. And I was assaulted at one point. It was during a dance. Those dances, I do admit, they kind of turned into a grind fest.
Yeah.
And, that's all fun and everything like that. But then this one guy who I was with started getting very touchy with me. Okay. And it's very cramped. I try to move, somebody pushes me back. I can't, leave. So first thing that happens to me is, my body sort of freezes. And it was kind of like should I let him keep going? Should I keep playing until I have an out? And my mind was kind of racing, but I was kind of frozen at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then finally, he took my hand, took me out of the crowd, and started walking towards the bathrooms. I just ran off, and I went and found my friend group, and I was just he thought I was consenting. That was definitely not it. Yeah. So it definitely was kind of hard to figure out the idea of concept at the time.
Yeah. It sounds like he just assumed, and that you should never assume someone has consent.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that happened.
Yeah, and especially I was a sophomore at the time, and I was definitely very much a virgin, so I was just no way in hell am I doing this right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, for the longest time, consent means marriage, but I realized that that's not always the case, because there could be assaults in marriage. If you don't want to do it, then you don't have to, because it's your body, your choice, and just because you're married to that person doesn't mean you're obliged to, follow through and do that with them. So I just have a vague idea of the whole subject, because it's kind of an untalked about topic in our religion, but just hopefully down the road, once we actually get to that point, then we gain more knowledge and education on it, so it could be a better experience for everyone. Mm-hmm.
I actually grew up in Minnesota, in a town of 1,000 people, so really awesome sex education, as you can assume.
So fun.
Of course. Honestly, it wasn't probably the worst, but since I'm asexual, I don't really have a sex drive either, or whatever. So I was like,
that's so confusing.
I should try to figure out what this is. And so then, with my first boyfriend, we had been dating. We met first week of college and everything, and it was going all swell and everything. And then it was kind of getting to the point where you assume would probably start kissing or have sex and stuff like that. And I was starting to get really anxious and nervous. How am I going to tell him not only that I'm a virgin? I guess I didn't really care that much, since we are all still young. But the idea of being I don't want to really be physical with you really was eating at me. And the idea of having a conversation that's intimate like that is always hard for anyone. And I didn't know how to bring it up to my partner at the time. And we were just in his dorm room or whatever, and I just started crying. And I was I don't know how to tell you this, but I identify as asexual, and if you don't want to be with me because I won't have sex with you, I understand. I felt broken, which is something that a lot of asexuals feel, but it's so not true. Everyone is valid, and everyone can be loved, and you don't have to have sex to be intimate with someone. And I just remember in that moment, such a low point, and just always growing in communication from there on out. And I hope no one ever has to feel they have to feel someone won't love them because they won't want to be physical with them or something. Yeah. So.
Never entirely had to deal with that, only on a few occasions. One in particular, I was just picking up a lunch pail for my friend from work, and we worked a different shift than the girl ahead of us, and I texted her like, hey, can you bring my friend's lunch pail over? And I knew she was into me just by the way she would look at me and she would try and talk to me. I'm like, okay. And then we just ended up hanging out in her car. And we're just talking. That's just how I am. I just like to talk with people. Totally cool with that. And then I started poking her, just joking around. That's just how I am, you know? She took my hand and she licked my finger.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
Gosh.
I was like,
COVID.
what do you think we're doing around? We're just chilling. Like we're just like right after, she straight up told me that she wanted me to fuck her. Whoa. Legit like that. I was just like,
Telling you, bro, that's how easy it can be. That's how easy it can be nowadays, bro. I'm telling you, it's so crazy, bro. And the sad thing about it, guys and girls, all genders, it's getting younger and younger and younger, bro. People are just, it's sad. And you can blame the internet, you can blame social media, you can blame everything, but honestly, it's the parents, bro. Like, you be having girls that's damn near, I mean, not dang near, but in sixth grade getting pregnant, bro. And it just comes down to the parenting, bro. It's basically the only thing, because my parents kept me on like a tight leash. And I'm thinking maybe if they didn't, and if I didn't have the right mindset, I would have been one of them baby fathers, some baby daddies when I was like 15. Because them girls back in 9th grade, bro, they would have had me. They would have had me messed up, bro. Put it like that.
I stopped looking at her. I sat in my chair. I was like, what? I was just like trying to process everything. Like, I thought we were just vibing and we're just chilling. And that was a turn on, but then also a turn off. It was like, that wasn't my intent for you to come over. I just needed to be you.
I think one big thing is like, what's very attractive about a girl mainly is like how she carry herself, bro. Like, if she's too fast, then I just don't really not into that. But I think it's very attractive how a female carry herself.
You would bring my friend's lunch pail.
Yeah.
And you just want to get it on like that. It made me feel a little weird around here because I thought we were like going to be friends. And then it was just straight shot somewhere else.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that if like a more femme person were to present the story, the like narrative would be totally different. And I think that's really interesting to consider, like if a guy like came onto a girl like that during like a lunch work thing, the circumstances would be so much different versus like we're kind of like laughing with you versus like.
No, I like that you said that because those kind of like biases pass us all the time. We never really realize them until someone brings it up, and you're absolutely right because I totally would have changed the whole like the way I saw everything. I've been like, that's so scary.
It's just how it is for the male. If you're more masculine, they expect you to always want sex all the time, but sometimes it's just not what you want to happen. And it's not really spoke about either when like you're a victim of like sexual assault as a man, or if you're more masculine, they're just gonna be like, oh, what was wrong with that situation? So it's like, it's...
In that situation, like my friends, in a joking way, they would think something's wrong with me. As in like, why didn't you do it? Like, are you gay? For me, I think they...
Facts, bro. People do not understand, bro. It just be like, you just honestly don't want to do it, bro. I just feel like, in one way, it's like, you just want to wait for that special time, moment, and that person, bro. And people do not understand that. They just want to jump anything that walks. On the other hand, it's like, I feel like most guys, from a guy's perspective, they have high standards, and a lot of females don't meet that standard. Therefore, they don't really want to, do it. So like that's two sides of the story. Them basically like the only two sides I know, I can think of right now. One is being they want to wait to the right person, right moment, or they want to wait till they ready, or religion. The other side is it that the girl just not they they type or they got high standards, and that's basically what it is. Basically, what I mean by high standards, they want to they want to have sex with the Jillies of the world, of the Cardi B's of the world, of the Beyonces of the world, like all like that's that side of things.
They see it, or they have seen it, sex as kind of just like a fun activity, but I see it as so much more.
You value it more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like a good foundation first,
Yes.
where you guys have that trust and like that love embedded.
Exactly.
So where it makes sense.
If we're gonna be doing this together, I have to feel like we're both in this together.
Yeah.
And like it goes even further than just that moment.
Yeah.
Cause
Right.
Yeah.
It's not physical. It's like your soul connection. You know,
Exactly.
your souls connect, and you will connect forever. You know?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to note that not everyone agrees that it's a soul connection, and
Yeah, absolutely.
just opening the conversation
Oh, yeah.
about
Yeah.
people have different perceptions of it too. So I
Absolutely.
think that's important to note, and that's why there can also be like not equivalent forms of consent too. If someone like thinks of sex as something that's super important and spiritual and all that, but someone else is like, oh, it's just like exercising
Yeah,
or
it's just another
something.
daily thing.
It's just
Like, yeah,
yeah.
We put too much importance on virginity.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I think there is too much of an importance on it. I think it's made out to be, it's just gonna be amazing, and this is how it's gonna be. Everyone like talks it up, everyone talks a big game about it, and sometimes it can be. I've had friends who say they're like gonna wait for marriage, and they do, and then they tell me like, that was it, like that's what all the hype was about. And so then they're just like, they've gone like their whole lives identifying with this one thing that they've never even really experienced, and then it's just like shattered. And they've taken on this identity for so.
That's tough. You wait till marriage. Then after that, well, that's not funny, but I'm like, that's tough. You wait till marriage. Then after it happens, you're like, dang, that was it. It's like waiting to see that movie. What movie that was like built up? Was Justice League, the first one. Everybody want to see that movie. After watching it, that movie was complete garbage, bro. It was garbage. So just imagine having that build up for all these years. Like you could be 35, never, you still a virgin. You get married, waiting for marriage. You waited 35 years for this, and that movie was just trash. That's tragic. That's very tragic. But then again, it depends on what kind of person you is, though.
So long, then they're like, I don't know who I am. And like that's something a lot of my friends have struggled with. I feel like there's not enough conversation about how you feel after the fact if you are previously really tied to the concept of being a virgin.
So I'm like 50-50 on this. It should be importance on it, just for the fact that if you do slip and mess up, you can have a kid. And I guess that's a big thing for me, is why I'm still a virgin, is that I'm not ready for kids yet. Mm-hmm. And also with virginity, ever since like all the way to elementary school, I've heard girls losing their virginity, which is crazy for me to think. The joking adds to it. Like we all joke around with topics and stuff, but it just adds to the importance that we view it. So
I hear what you're saying about like we maybe need to have the idea, like the word virgin or virginity, to have conversations about it. But when you think about it, there's so many things in life that we don't have like a label or a word for. Like even just thinking about like, oh, like having kissed someone. It's not like, oh, like, let's come up with a word for someone to kiss someone. Like I'm a sex haver, I'm a kiss haver. Like it's like even thinking about the idea of virginity, I think the importance that's put on it is like very toxic, because it is talking about like usually the idea of like penis in vagina sex, and it's like like that sounds like really like stupid to say, like, but it is like what people's like, I'd say mainstream notion of what is virginity, and it's like making this like pedestal of purity and this heteronormative experience of what is virginity, and I just think it's outdated and should be eradicated.
Right. I think it very much like pushes forward the idea of purity culture, because if you also look at the definition of virgin, it comes from sexually intact woman. And that's implying that it only happens to women. Only women can be virgins. And we know that's not true. I mean, right? I take issue with the fact that it also says sexually intact. Like, as if you lose something and you're all of a sudden destroyed. And like, you don't lose anything. And like, it's still like a great experience for both partners, hopefully. It's weird that we felt a need to put a label on that part of women who are sexually intact, as opposed to someone bi.
Word things so perfectly. It's hard for me to speak.
I feel like you're like word vomiting. So.
No, it's perfect. I love it.
I think for me, I don't know, just the environment that I grew up in, with how high school was, I felt like it was kind of like, if you're a non-virgin, you're one of us. If you're still a virgin, it's just like, you kind of forget that you exist. So that was sort of like my perspective on that.
Yeah, I was listening and I was like, wow, that's really cool how you guys like think about that. For me personally, I think there is a huge importance on keeping your virginity. It's not more like you're a virgin or you're not, it's how you lose your virginity, and how you should, or we're supposed to lose our virginity is by being married. And so for myself, like, I hold the same expectation for my future spouse, that because the same regulations apply to him, you know, he had to stay a virgin until marriage. And actually in our religion, like, doing anything intimate, getting
I'm saying, them high expectations, bro. I don't know much, but like, where I'm from, the likelihood of finding, how should I say this, bro? A girl that's a virgin, but also meets your standards, is very slim and very hard to find where I'm from. So having them high standards of he has to be a virgin, I just feel like that's something that's, it's possible, of course, but he might not meet all your standards. If you only looking for, he got to be a virgin.
close to anything that goes without
Not
being
standards. What's the word? He might not check off every box on your list. Put it like that.
like hand holding or just like kissing or anything. All of those are strongly prohibited, and it's because it's all sin. If I fall in love with that person, or if they come into my life and they're not a virgin, then I know it would be okay if they understand that that was a sin and they ask for forgiveness. Is how it works, basically.
I never knew all that. I guess this is just like an open-ended question. Mm-hmm. How have your perceptions of virginity changed from when you were younger to where you are now? Like, is there any difference, something new you learned?
Yeah, mine definitely has changed for sure. Mm-hmm. And I remember like around the time where, you know, I was debating about losing my virginity and stuff like that, I kind of ran into some people, you know, when I was online dating. Like, as soon as I tell them, it's like, it's almost like they're kind of fetishizing me in a way where it's just like, you're a virgin, I'm ready to take that. And it's just like, they're just trying to figure out, like, as soon as I have one date with them, they're just like trying to get it in. I'm just like, absolutely not. No, stay away. 6 feet apart.
Right. I only like asked that because I grew up Catholic, so I thought I was going to save myself for marriage too, and I grew up thinking like it's going to be a beautiful magical thing that's only meant for my husband, and then it obviously just didn't work like that. And so after that happened, I kind of had a weird relationship with sex for a while, but then it changed my perspective on it a lot, and I was like, it's just like a normal thing that people can do. And so I didn't really want to put it on a pedestal as much as I had before.
There's a lot of gray matter when it comes to virginity now. I know a person out there that she didn't want to be a non-virgin anymore. She didn't want to have sex, so she let him put in, you know, do anal instead.
Actually, in our religion, doing anal is prohibited. It's like not allowed. So anal is not even anal is not allowed. But for me, like, if you were to like lose your virginity.
Wait a minute. She keep bringing the conversation back on herself, but that's a thing. That's crazy. So that's like some religion you can't do certain sex positions. That's crazy. Some religions you probably can't even give dome or eat cat or nothing like that, bro. That's crazy. They're basically telling you how you can have sex. That is crazy, bro. Wow. I can't imagine That's crazy. That's crazy.
It would be a man and a woman having intercourse. There's no gray area.
It's interesting that the definition changes among different cultures and religions too.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of weird to be like, this is a virgin, not virgin. Because we all do different things, we all believe different things.
Exactly.
So I don't even like know how to answer the question because I don't agree with virginity as like a word or a concept.
I feel like the idea of being open about what I have and haven't done is more important than being like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Like I just do what I want, or whatever I feel is like comfortable for me, so.
I have been judged for my sexual or non-sexual choices.
Me personally, I never been judged, but I want to say that trend on YouTube when guys, I'm only saying guys because I never seen a girl do this. When a guy asks a girl, what's your body count? And after them videos came out, I think I started being like, asked repeatedly, why or why have not I lost my virginity yet? And it just came to the point where it's like, dang near everybody I knew and everybody at the school and every girl there was just wilding. I ain't gonna say every girl, every guy too was wilding. So this came down to, I'm just gonna wait, because it's too easy. I can literally go in the lunchroom, talk to the girl for like a couple minutes, and next thing you know, we in the back of a car or in the classroom or in the theater room, whatever, bro. It was too easy, to do it back in high school. So I think I'm very happy. I'm glad I didn't do it when I was in high school, but I think I came out like a strong person. But yeah, people will definitely judge you for not having sex, bro. It's crazy. But the same people 2 years later, I ain't gonna say the same people, some of the same people 2 years later talking about, man, I regret doing it, and that made me feel like, man, like I dodged a major bullet, So shout out to kids watching this, bro. You do not have to do it because your friends telling you to do it, bro. If you really look at the situation at your high school, bro, if mostly everybody's doing it and you're not doing it, that says a lot, bro, about your character. It says a lot, bro.
Would you look at that? Okay. It's almost like you can't do anything without being judged.
Oh my God.
Where? There was times that even I judged, and then now I look at it, I was dumb, an idiot, because when I was judging, I was probably like, in high school still, I was still immature. It was just very immature actions from me. And then now that I have hindsight with it, it makes me think like, why is their actions, their beliefs affecting my day?
This question gives me a lot of anxiety because like I have been like called like slut, like whore, like that doesn't bother me. But my experience is a little different because when I was assaulted.
Oh yeah. I feel like nowadays people glorify that stuff, bro. They glorify it, bro. It's crazy, but it's being glorified now. Like if you have these many bodies, bro. Well, I'm gonna say bodies, like that's basically what is used now. People glorify it in a way that you should have a gold medal, bro. It's crazy.
And I started talking about it. I had to talk to my mom, and she kind of like asked me like, well, why did you like get in the car? Like, why were you at his house? And I guess like putting more of the blame on me, which is really difficult because she's my mom and she's like, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Please, first.
she's like supposed to like take care of me and like uplift me, and it's just hard because I like go to her with this like huge thing that happened to me, and just for her to react like, why would you do that? It's like I don't understand like why that was my fault. And like everyone like always tells me like it's not your fault, and like I know that. It's just it's hard. Like sometimes I'll get caught up in being like, oh, I guess it was my fault because I did choose to date him and like I did stay. But to my credit, like he was like mentally abusive and like sexually abusive, so I didn't know how to leave. And I grew up thinking like, oh, you date to marry, and so I wanted to make it work so badly. And so that's like why I stayed, and like I just wanted it to work out, and that's how like I was just taught. And so then like after the whole experience, I was like, I guess like I need to be able to like take care of myself and set my own boundaries and know when to leave. And it sucks I had to learn it the hard way, but at least I know now, and I know it's not my fault, and like it is like something that still sticks with me from time to time, but I'm learning how to like be better with it.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Probably have a different experience than most of you guys, or I guess all of you, but like with being so open about being asexual, like there's not many people who talk about it, especially online, even in real life and everything. And I feel like I've been like immensely judged for it. And even in my videos about being like asexual, primarily on TikTok, I get like so many death threats and people being like, you just can't have sex, like you're ugly, like you wouldn't get laid, like you're a blue-haired girl. Like even for me, like such a strong person, I feel like it's hard to get thousands of people telling you this is fake. And even for me sometimes it's like, is this fake? Like everyone else feels this way. Why do I feel this way? And sometimes even for me it can get like hard and be like, damn, like am I broken? Which I know is not true at the end of the day, but
Yeah, I think for me, I've been judged by like society or like my peers.
Bro, I really dislike hate comments like that, bro. Like, it's one thing like send hate comments like that's a dumb video, stuff like that, or saying that your hair is stupid, whatever. But when y'all like send death threats, bro, it's kind of like, what is wrong with you? And then y'all question like her sexuality, bro. That's, I don't understand, bro. And half the time I think most of y'all like little kids, bro, or y'all like some sad, miserable people, bro. Like I don't understand when people send death threats online. I don't understand. Like, I just can't comprehend it. I don't understand, man. But I just dislike people that does that kind of stuff because I don't understand why would you do that. Because people like me, like I read I try to read every comment. You know, I read every comment. I think I missed like a week of comments, but I read every comment, bro. And, you know, I ain't never received a negative comment before. And even if I was to, I would still probably like, you know, give it a heart, mainly because like it wouldn't bother me, you know. Like honest to God, like I had a friend call me up on my YouTube channel, and he ridiculed me. And I could have took it as a negative thing, but I took it in a way for me to go buy a microphone, buy a better camera. I'm not currently using it right now because it won't act right with my computer, but it motivated me to go do these things to make better videos for y'all. So I took that and turned that into a positive thing. But as for people that be sending death threats, bro, y'all need help, bro.
Here is that, oh, she's a virgin, like why, like, you know, type of thing. But it's just like the Western point of view or whatever, that like, oh, you never had to first kiss, like why haven't you kissed anyone yet, or something like that. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not allowed to, I'm not supposed to, you know, like I don't know, like, and that's just like growing up, it was just harder to explain that, and it was just harder for me to explain accept that about myself. But then, you know, as you grow older and you understand that people are just different, and you just hold yourself true to your values, then you understand yourself more, you know. So I feel like I have definitely been judged, but I feel like if I were not to be, like, God forbid I wasn't a virgin or something like that, or if I have done something, I would have been judged especially like people like in the culture and the religion, they would judge me for doing such and such, you know? So it's just like on both ends, like you'll be judged either way.
I've been questioned if I'm gay, even from my own parents. You too? For sure. It doesn't really bother me. I've always been, even with my friends, I've always been very open on my sexuality, and I'm a virgin. And like, they've been really cool about it. Like, they would joke about it, but just as friends, but never really like poked me hard enough to where like, dude, we're making fun of you because we just don't like the way you are. They've always been really cool about it. So I think just the way I've carried myself with that, oh yeah, I'm a virgin. Like, I'm not telling everybody, but just the way it is. They've always been pretty cool about it. But from a judgment standpoint, they've always it's always been in a joking way.
In a joking way.
Yeah, because it's not the biggest part.
You know, I have friends that's like, damn, they joke about it. I mean, they like rap me about it, but they not serious about it to make me want to go and just hook up with any girl that just hit that wave their hand at me. You know, they joke about it in a way that, you know, it's cool, but we still be on case about it. You know, I watched this video about Drake and Josh. Was it Drake and Josh video? It was, well, Drake Bell was in it and Josh Peck was in the video, and they was talking about how they have friends that's their age, they still a virgin, and they was like, that is amazing, bro. Like, they was talking about how they ready for marriage, and they thought that was so cool, and they regretted not losing their virginity when they was married, or when they was their age, or when they was ready, bro. So I think to this end of the story, y'all just really just need to realize or think about, when are you gonna be ready? And then please do not let nobody, girl or boy, force you to do something you're not ready for.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't define you.
Suddenly's best internet offer just got better. Get 200 meg internet now for only $30 a month. And look.
Bye, guys!
Friends, I've always been very open on my sexuality, and I'm a virgin. And like, they've been really cool about it. Like, they would joke about it, but just as friends, but never really like poked me hard enough to where like, dude, we're making fun of you because we just don't like the way you are. They've always been really cool about it. So I think just the way I've carried myself with that, oh yeah, I'm a virgin. Like, I'm not telling everybody, but just the way it is. They've always been pretty cool about it. But from a judgment standpoint, they've always it's always been in a joking way.
In a joking way.
Yeah.
Because it's not the biggest part of you, right?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't define you. Bye, guys!
It's not the biggest party, bro.
1, 2, 3.
That girl's tall.
To Virginia and beyond.
To Virginia and beyond. Y'all didn't make a shirt out of that. That's funny. But yeah, bro. Another great Jubilee video, bro. I love doing Jubilee videos. This movie was 48 minutes. Oh my god. But another great Jubilee video. I love doing these, man. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. If you're new, please.